welcome to another episode of our Decades Legacy Challenge. We are here in the year 2001 with our Haskins family, and as you can see, we have Charles here. He is just sitting at the computer. He is trying to get to know some people so that he can maybe meet someone new. He is just trying to get his fun up by socializing a little bit, but also he's hoping that he'll find someone that he could possibly find some kind of an interest in. He is wanting to maybe find someone that he could go on a date with, or someone that he could just maybe get some type of an interest with. So he is just doing a little bit of socializing here on the computer in the kids' room. It is Saturday at 5:32 in the morning. Everyone is up. They have already had their breakfast for the morning, and we have Rebecca out here just tending to our plants, which we love. She is watering them and spraying them for bugs. We're going to get her to go ahead and harvest. The children are upstairs just listening to a little bit of music, which we love. Siobhan is taking care of the animals this morning, and little Leon is just spending a little bit of time with Rebecca, which is fantastic. We love it. Everyone is just spending time with each other, and it is a fantastic day. It's supposed to be warm today, and it is also, if we look at our calendar, Easter. So we are probably going to try to let the children do a little bit of egg hunting and see if they can find some eggs, and we will celebrate our holiday together here as a family, which will be really great to do. I don't know if we will see Annika in this episode or not. I guess we will just have to see if she decides to come by. She kind of randomly does that, so we'll just have to see if she wants to come around or not. And so we'll see if she comes around or what she is planning to do. I'm going to just get Siobhan to come over here and play doctor for a little bit, and then she can play with the dog. And Rebecca is just cleaning up a little bit after breakfast, which is fantastic. We love that. Joe tell his sister Rachel a little bit of a secret there, and they are just, spending a little bit of time together. We love that. They are bonding, which is fantastic. I love that they are, kind of getting on with one another, which is great news. Rachel has clearly gotten out of her phase where she likes to listen to loud music, so she's turned that off. Joe, on the other hand, is in that phase where he likes to listen to loud music, so he is going around turning the music up really loud, and we are having our Sims that are kind of at odds when it comes to all of the little phases and things like that. So let's go ahead and get the children to come outside and look for some Easter eggs. We want them to see if they can find some eggs. I'm even going to get the parents to come out and look for an egg. All right, so we did have Joe find an egg, which is fantastic. And Siobhan is just coming out. She's going to go and look and see if she can find an egg. Did Rebecca find one? Doesn't look like it. Let's get her over here where she can hunt for one. Doesn't look like Siobhan found one either, so we're going to have her come and hunt for an egg. But little Leon did find an egg, so that's great. Did Charles find an egg? No. All right, Rachel has found an egg. Now we just need to get Siobhan to find one. There she goes. And Charles found one. And Rebecca found one. Okay, everyone has found an egg for Easter, which is fantastic. We love that. I am just going to get Charles to take the dog out for a walk. I think that would be good. I think that Boris would like to go out on a walk. And it looks like they also need to go out and... No, don't eat dirt. They need to attend a holiday ceremony, so let's go ahead and have them all attend the holiday ceremony together. So let's get them to go to the holiday ceremony really quickly. So they're all going to go together to the holiday ceremony, and then we will have him come home and take Boris out for a walk. So let's get him to do that. And Joe has a scout meeting in an hour. So once Joe gets back from his little ceremony there, he'll go out to his meeting. And Rebecca needs a doctor visit because she seems to be coming down with something. So let's go ahead and send her off to the doctor. She needs to go to a specialist, so we'll send her off to the doctor there. And it looks like Siobhan needs a little bit of a nap, so we'll let her go take a nap. And you also need a nap, Leon. All right, so these two have gone out on their walk. Oh, there's Annika. We are just going to go on our little walk here, and as you can see, they are having a nice little walk. Boris is loving his walk. It's been a while since they've been able to kind of go out. Obviously, they were at their shelter in place, and then, you know, we had him kind of locked up for a while, and then he ran away from home, but now we are out. We're enjoying the neighborhood. It says the scouts are selling cookies, of course, while out in the neighborhood. Joe happens to notice that the selling price seems a bit lower than he remembers. The troop is trying to raise money for new fishing poles so they don't all have to take turns anymore. What should he do about it? I'm just going to keep the listed price and turn on the charm. And it says, it's a good thing Joe maintained integrity in the cookie selling tradition. Even with the lower cost, customers couldn't resist his $1 million smile, and they bought mountains of his delicious cookies. All right, she's still at the doctor, and he is just going ahead and finishing up this walk here. I'm just going to get Rebecca to take herself a little bit of a nap as well. We love it. All right, Rebecca's been diagnosed with migraines. She'll need to learn to manage her stress through exercise or meditation, as well as healthy eating and staying hydrated. Acupuncture can also help. She can use any pain reliever to relieve the discomfort for her migraines. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to get her something for her headaches. Let's go ahead and order her some medication for that from the pharmacy. So we're just going to get her some ibuprofen for her headaches, and that way she can take that. And Annika is calling. Hi, I think Arvin Robles is pretty cute. Should I ask him out? So she is already looking to go out on dates with other people. So I guess she is definitely moving on with her life. We're going to tell her to go ahead and go on a date if she wants. I guess she is definitely over Charles and, you know, moving on with her life. Annika is. And it looks like Joe is needing a little bit of insulin, so let's just go ahead and help him with that. He also needs to go to the washroom and get himself something to eat, and he could stand for a little bit of a nap. I think Charles is just about done with this walk here, and then he's going to need to go home and use the washroom because his bladder need is really getting low. So I think that if we look at the relationship panel, he did talk to Latoya Lima on the computer, and they had a little bit of romance kind of blossom. He's going to go ahead and call her to come on over. He wants to obviously get to know her a little bit better. So we're going to invite Latoya over, and we're going to kind of get to know her a little bit better. And so we will obviously spend a little bit of time with her and see how they get on. So this is the woman that he was talking to on the computer. We're going to go ahead and invite her in, and we're going to see how they are together. He's going to give her an Easter gift of... he's going to give her this decorative egg that he got.
Monil.
Oh, shoot, be out. Bukwam, Sawubi.
Ah, Prezu. Ah.
So he's like, how are you today? Happy Easter. I just got you this gift. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It looks like she really liked that gift. He's doing a little bit of a bold pickup line with her, and they are just kind of spending a little bit of time talking. He's going to gossip with her, and they are going to just kind of get to know each other a little bit better. We're going to have a little bit of a deep conversation with her. They have quite a bit of friendship here and quite a bit of romance as well, and it seems that they are kind of getting on pretty good. We're going to have them go out and do a little bit of cloud gazing. Oh, maybe not. She came in and instantly started painting on our easel. So he's trying to flatter her. He's just asking her if she's single. And she is single. And he's like, you want to go ahead and exchange numbers? I would really like for us to be able to, you know, talk more freely. And he's going to compliment her appearance.
Ibara? Wigtow. Ah.
It says, throughout the conversation, Charles got the impression that Latoya finds him unattractive, making him feel a little discouraged. Oh. He also perceives her as basic looking. So he only finds her basic looking, and he also, feels like she doesn't really, like she's really not that much into him. So he's like, I don't know if her and I are right for each other. Like, we have a lot of romance and a lot of friendship, but maybe we're not really, supposed to be together. And so he isn't really sure if they are, right for one another. He's just going to ask her, like, what do you think of the chemistry between the two of us? If I can get him to ask her that. I haven't really thought about that stuff, to be honest, she says. So we're going to ask her then, maybe we should just be friends. So they've decided to cool off their romantic relationship. They're going to just be friends. And he's decided that maybe, her and him shouldn't be together, and it should just be, they should just obviously be in a friendly relationship. Obviously, she doesn't find him attractive. He only finds her basic looking. They don't have the greatest compatibility. Like, there is no message about how they're compatible or not compatible. And so maybe they should just stay friendly like and not kind of develop any more of a relationship. And he's like, I think that'll be okay. Rachel's in there cleaning up the toilet, which we love. And once this food cooks, we're going to get Charles to go ahead and get himself something to eat. He'll call the whole family actually to come eat once it's done here. It just takes us a little bit of time here for this to cook the food, the slow cooker. All right, so we will call everyone to a meal. And everyone's going to come and eat their food. Come grab you a serving of this. And then Charles is going to go ahead and head himself off to bed after he's done eating. It is about 10:30 at night. Everyone should go ahead and get some sleep. And we will see about how things are for tomorrow. Maybe he can find someone that he can see romantically tomorrow. We'll get him back on the computer and see if he can find someone tomorrow that he can, talk with. All right, so Charles is in bed. Everyone else is just finishing up their meal, and then they're going to head off to bed. Joe's just cleaning up a little bit before he heads himself off to bed, which we love. As we know, that gives him points for the scouts. And so he also gains responsibility with that, and we love that for him. Siobhan's on her way to bed. Rachel's already in bed. Leon is just going to put his plate up, and then he'll go off to bed. And let's go ahead and get you into bed, Rebecca. All right, everyone is going to bed and going to sleep now. It is almost midnight, and I will see you guys in the morning when everyone wakes. Okay, it is the next morning and the children are up. They are up to no good. We have Joe who is in here making a mess. The girls are in the kitchen. They are grabbing themselves something to eat. I have Charles up. He is just going to go ahead and make some crumpets for the family, which is fantastic. He is feeling super confident this morning. After he makes breakfast, we'll call everyone to come and grab a bite to eat, and then we're going to head him on upstairs so that he can go ahead and get onto the computer and see if maybe he can meet someone. We are going to obviously have Rebecca come in here and deal with some of this laundry. She seems to have really good needs this morning, which is fantastic. And then we will have her come and grab something to eat when she's done. She's a glutton, so she definitely likes her food. So we love that. The children are just spending a little bit of time together and socializing, getting their social skills up, which is fantastic. Joe, you really do need to go ahead and go to the washroom, and Siobhan, I think you probably do as well. Rachel is upstairs getting a little bit of a workout in. You need to go to the washroom, which means you're going to go in your diaper, which we hate, but it is what it is. All right, so he's made some crumpets. We are just going to go ahead and get him upstairs here on the computer. Now that there are crumpets here for everyone in case they get hungry, we're going to socialize in the Simda chat room, and we are going to maybe talk to this girl Angel and see how they get on. So we'll get him up here doing that. Rebecca's going to go ahead and grab a serving of the crumpets because, you know, they're in front of her and they look divine. And we'll grab a serving for the children as well. And then, Rebecca, why don't you, once you're done eating, go ahead and give Leon a bath. And so he's just up here. He is chatting with Angel. They are just getting to know one another and being kind of friendly, like getting their friendship up, which is fantastic. And he is, you know, probably going to get their friendship up a little bit, and then we'll see if they get any romance. It could be possible that they just get a friendship and they don't get any romance at all, but we'll just have to see how time goes, if that gets any romance up for them or if they just build a friendship. But Rebecca is going to give Leon a bath. It didn't keep that, so I'll just get her to do that really quickly. Because he is very stinky.
Oh, Tinkwell.
And as you can see, Rachel is just going around cleaning up, which we love. We're just going to put those crumpets in the fridge, and we are going to make sure everyone here is getting their needs up, which is fantastic. Let's check the status. They are getting a little bit of romance. We love that. So he is getting a little bit of romance with Angel, and he is feeling super confident about it. We love that. What does it say? Simda chat, a cozy online chat, a few charming words here, a little flirting there. Maybe more will come out of it. Hopefully the picture shows the real Sim behind those texts. Rachel may have been the one getting pranked by Joe, but she totally respects how funny it was. Even on the receiving end, a good prank can do wonders to lighten the mood. Could it be that Rachel likes pranks? Sure. All right, and Leon really does need to get a little bit of rest. He didn't get enough rest last night, it seems. So we're going to get him to come up here and take a little bit of a nap. And I'm going to get Rebecca to finish up on this laundry because I heard it go off. So we're going to get her to come down and tend to that. It doesn't look like it was dry, so we're going to get her to dry it again. Hopefully it doesn't catch on fire because that would be bad. She's got herself a little bit of a headache, so I'm just going to get her to take some ibuprofen. I really wish you would not do that. All right, that bowl was gross, so we're going to go ahead and fill the bowl. So these two are just having a little bit of a conversation. They're chatting, and Rebecca's asking him, like, how are you doing now that, you know, some time has gone by and Annika's gone, and I know that you are, you know, branching out and trying to find someone to date, but how are you kind of holding up? And he's like, I'm doing really well. I really think that things are going good. You know, the job's going good. I think that the kids are adjusting well. I'm adjusting okay. You know, it's hard trying to get out there and throw yourself out there and be vulnerable to find someone new. But overall, I think things are going well. And she's like, well, that's good. And he's like, you've been an amazing help to me, and I really appreciate everything that you're doing. And she's like, well, of course. And he's like, I really feel bad sometimes because I think, like, I'm asking you to put your life on hold. And she's like, I don't feel like that way at all, Charles. And he's like, are you sure, Rebecca? And she's like, absolutely. And he's like, okay, well, good. So he is doing really well, and we love that for him. He got quite a bit of a relationship up with this Angel person. We're just going to have him call and have a little bit of a chat with her on the phone, and they are going to have a little bit of a phone conversation, which is fantastic. I'm going to get Rebecca to come over, or Rachel to come over here and draw a little bit. And I'm just going to get everyone to kind of get their skills going up a little bit here. I want them to obviously gain in their skill building, so we love that. So she's drawing, he's playing doctor, and Siobhan is getting up her fitness, and we have invited Angel to come over and see us, and so we are going to obviously invite her in, and we're going to you know, just get to know her a little bit better. We're going to ask her if she wants to cloud gaze. She has come over and instantly started cleaning out our house, which we love. So we're going to ask her if she wants to cloud gaze with us, and I mean, it's a hot day out, so maybe she'll want to do that. Obviously, she'll need a little bit of a makeover. If they end up being together, we'll give her a little bit of a makeover, but we're going to get them to cloud gaze together. They have quite a bit of friendship from their little chat online, which is really great. We're going to have us a deep conversation. They didn't cloud gaze for very long. What was the deal with that? Let's ask her if she's single. Where did she go?
Uriza? Ah, Suna Nibnub.
So we found out that she is single, so that's good. And he's going to boldly do a pickup line on her. And compliment her appearance a little bit. And just have a deep conversation with her and just be like, you know, I really did enjoy talking with you today on the computer. I think that you and I could possibly, you know, develop into something more. I just wanted to know kind of how you felt about it. Obviously, I have, you know, children, and I don't know how you feel about kids, but I would like for us to maybe go outside, cloud gaze, and talk about the fact that, you know, we could possibly be more and what that looks like, because I do have kids. I would want to know that you would be okay with the fact that I have children. And she's like, I'm okay with kids. Like, I think that children are great. And he's like, you know, it would be something different having them have a stepmother. They wouldn't be used to that. And, you know, I don't want to be too forward or anything like that. But, like, obviously, you being around would be difficult for them. It would be something new. And she's like, I could imagine that. And I'm not trying to be a replacement or anything like that. She's like, I think this is all really new. We would have to move really slow. You know, I don't want them to think that I'm ever trying to replace their mother. And he's like, I appreciate that. And she's like, but I do think that you and I could maybe be good together, and we could possibly, you know, potentially be something. So he perceives her as very attractive. And it says they are a connection of curious hearts. This is shaping up to be a beautiful romance. And so they are really getting on really nicely. Their friendship is going up super fast. They have quite a bit of romance. And he's just going to tell her, like, you know, I really think that you and I could have something. I just want to make sure that, you know, the kids are okay with you as well. And she's like, I absolutely respect that. You know, I definitely would want the children to be okay with me as well. So he is going to confess his attraction to her and just see how that pans over. He's like, I'm very attracted to you. And she's like, really? And he's like, I am. And he's going to compliment her appearance. And then he's going to ask her, like, do you think maybe you might want to be my girlfriend? And she's like, I would love to. Throughout the conversation, Charles got the impression that Angel finds him unattractive, making him feel a little discouraged. Really? But she became his girlfriend anyway? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now does it? We are going to give her a little bit of a makeover. So let's go ahead and hop into cast with her and do that.
Saw you there by the counter, looking flash. Thought I'd walk up to you. I was out with my buddies, talking trash with nothing to do. I got up from the table, adrenaline, started walking to you. If ever I would be able to feel your skin and be close to you, I could levitate, figure it, bring back the dead. But now I'm just in my head. I'll fight to get through to you, and I'll thank you and want me to. I'll try to survive, just acting cool, make you swoon, yeah, break all the rules, and I'll say goodbye to being shy. I will stand up a warrior, and I'll win your heart, create the art of a bigger love, bigger love. Man, I'm feeling so out there, about to crack as I'm coming up closer to you. I can't find nothing but doubt there in my head, but I'll talk to you. then maybe you'll like my soul. I'll fight to get through to you, and I think you would want me to. I'll try to survive, just acting cool, make you swoon, yeah, break all the rules, and I'll say goodbye to being shy. I will stand up a warrior, and I'll win your heart, create the art of a bigger love, bigger love. I fight to get
All right, so we are going to have them have their first kiss. And
Oh, tell Jim Whipsy.
they love it.
Soda. Moochie Peachy. Veruda and Kampol. Lumbik Jarl.
So they are just spending a little bit of time together. They are obviously feeling really happy. She's like, I have to get going now. And he's like, okay, that's good. And they are in a relationship. Charles is feeling really inspired. He's feeling super happy now, but he has some needs that we need to take care of. He needs to go to the washroom. He needs to get himself something to eat. And he needs a shower or a bath. So we're going to let him go ahead and take care of those needs here. And we are going to check in with our other family members, and they all seem to be okay, but he is desperate to take care of himself here. She's going to eat the spoiled food. Why are you eating that, Rebecca? Why are you eating that? She's like, because I'm a glutton and it's fine. I don't even care that it's spoiled. I'm going to eat it anyway. I really wish you wouldn't. Annika is calling Rebecca, and she's letting us know that her date went very well with Arvin. Okay, very good. So she went on a date. She had a good date. That's good. It seems like Annika's life is going really well now that she's on her own, and she seems to be moving on without a hitch. Charles is obviously moving on with his life, and that is going well. And he's like gonna tell Rebecca, I found myself a girlfriend, and she's like, I see that. And he's like, I really, really think Angel's gonna be good for me. And she's like, that's good. And he's like, I don't know, if it's forever after, but I think that we're on the right path. And she's like, that's amazing. And he's like, I think that, if I decide that things are going to go well with her, and I decide to make things a little more official later on down the road, that, you obviously wouldn't have to remain here with me for forever. And, she would obviously be, here with us, and she would move in, and she would be their stepmother if things got serious like that. We'll obviously have to see how it goes, but I do see that, her and I are a good match. I think that her and I could potentially be in a position where I could see my life with her. And he's like, obviously only time's going to tell with that, but it would be really nice for you to be able to have your own life and not to have to live with me for forever. And I would like to have a companion to spend my life with. I want to have someone that I can grow old with. And she's like, I want that for you too, Charles. I really do. So he's hoping that Angel is the one. He's hoping that the second time around he's found the right person for him. And he's hoping that this is going to go better than his first time around. So he is really hoping that Angel is the person that he's supposed to spend his life with. And he is hopeful that, he's gotten it right this time. Obviously, only time's going to tell with that, but he is feeling really inspired, and he is happy from having a new partner. It says a new relationship is a happy event in any Sim's life, and he is swirling with feelings of passion and happiness after a first kiss with someone new. So he is overall feeling really good, which we love for Charles. And maybe they will be able to go ahead and have this great life together, which is something that I definitely want for him. The children are feeling a little bit hungry. They are feeling a little bit tired. So I am just going to queue up for them to obviously go ahead and get something to eat. And also to, let's get Leon here something to eat because he's hungry. And take care of their needs here a little bit, which is fantastic. We'll just clean up a little bit as well because the house is kind of a mess. But the children are just taking care of their needs. Rebecca seems to be in pretty decent shape, which is fantastic. I'm just going to get her to come over here and clean the lint tray and dry the laundry because it still isn't dry. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. But what are you doing? Don't scrap that painting. Oh, he's painting. Okay. I don't know why he's painting. He is not much of a painter, but he's so inspired right now that he's decided he wants to paint, which is not at all like Charles, but Angel's just made him feel these feelings of love and passion, and it's inspired him to do new things like painting, which is something that usually he never does. He's never really been one for painting and things like that. Like his mother was a painter, Rebecca is a painter, but he's never really been one for painting. But he, as you can see, is picking up this painting and he's like, I'm just feeling so inspired by these feelings of love and passion, and Angel's brought out these feelings in me, and I'm just feeling like I need to be artistic and creative right now. And I love that she's bringing out all these feelings in him, and that's amazing. It is prank day, so technically he should be probably doing some kind of prank. So I'm going to have him go and prank the bloody toilet, even though I really don't want him to prank the toilet. He wants to do a prank, and so we're going to let him go and do that. And then we're going to have Rebecca come, and obviously she needs to just take a bath. So we're going to let her do that. The children really do need to get up and grab something to eat because they are hungry. So I'm going to get them to just get up and come grab themselves some food and get themselves a little bit of something to eat here. Did that meet your prank day? By pranking the toilet. Not quite. Maybe he needs to do an actual prank on somebody to meet that prank day. So he's pranked all the toilets in the house, which means that if someone uses them, they're obviously going to break. The little shyster. But we, have to do pranks on prank day, and he actually wants to do a prank. So we're going to let him come out and prank his youngin'. He's going to give him some candy as a prank for prank day. And we're going to let him do some mischievous things and see if that does pranks for him. We're going to go and do, what's that spot on Joe? So he has met his prank day goal, which we love. And we're going to share the prank day spirit with Joe. And we are almost through with this year here and heading into 2002. This year has gone off without a hitch. We had Easter. We found ourselves someone to be in a relationship with. Annika has come over to visit, so we're going to go ahead and invite her in and let her visit with the kids. So she's come over, and so we're going to go ahead and just let her come on in, and she can visit with the children. So Annika's here. She is just visiting with the kids. It's really late for her to have come over. It's like 9 o'clock at night, but she's visiting with the kids. And she's like, how are you guys doing? And they're like, we're good. And they're like, how are you? And she's like, I'm doing great. I have met someone new and I'm just dating. And they're like, oh. And she's like, yeah, things are going really, really well. And they're like, we didn't realize that you were looking for a relationship. And she's like, I wasn't really looking for one, but you know, it just happened, you know. And they're like, oh, okay, well, that's great. And she's like, I'm not saying that I'm going to get married or anything. I'm just dating around and I'm having a good time and I'm just living my life. And they're like, yeah, we see that. And as you can see, Siobhan's kind of walked off. She's just like, whatever. The kids don't really understand, you know, they're not really sure what they're supposed to think about their mom and this new lifestyle that she's trying to lead. And you know, to them it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, they don't really get it. They just can't really understand where she's coming from or what it is that they're supposed to say to her, because to them, like, she's their mom. She's supposed to be here with their dad, raising them, taking care of them. And the fact that she doesn't really want to have anything to do with them other than just to come and visit for a little bit here and there, like, it just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to them. So they're not really sure what they're supposed to say to her. They're not really sure how they're supposed to act around her anymore. And they're just like, you know, you're this person that's like living out in the world, dating all these people, trying to become famous, and you don't care about your family, you don't care about raising your kids, you just want to be living this single life. Like, how are we supposed to approach you? How are we supposed to, like, what are we supposed to do with that information? So they're not exactly sure how to act around her. And Charles is gonna say, like, how are you doing, Annika? And she's gonna say, I'm doing great. You know, I have, you know, been dating, and how are you? And he's like, oh, I'm fine. And she's like, I heard you got a new girlfriend. And he's like, yeah, I did. And she's going to be like, well, you know, we're both kind of moving on. And he's like, well, I wasn't going to pine after you for forever. And she's like, well, I wasn't saying that, Charles. And he was like, well, it seems like that's kind of what you meant. And she's like, well, I just figured that you wouldn't be in another relationship so fast. And he's like, you're dating multiple people. You're worried about me being in a committed relationship with a girlfriend. Like, I'm not one to date around. You're dating multiple people and trying to lead this life of being, I want to be single and just date. I'm a committed person that likes to be in a committed relationship, and you know that about me. So the fact that I'm in a relationship and I have a girlfriend shouldn't surprise you. Rebecca, once again, has a headache, so we're going to let her take another ibuprofen. But Charles is just like, I am glad that you are obviously, you know, living your best life, because clearly that's what you wanted, and, you know, that's, you know, great for you. But honestly, I think you should just go ahead and leave now. You know, it's getting really late and everyone should, you know, probably get to bed. It's almost midnight. And she's like, okay. So Annika's going to go ahead and leave. Our kids are going to go ahead and go to bed. It is, like I said, just about midnight. So we are going to let everyone head off to bed here. Our toilets are broken because Charles pranked them all. This one's going to bust on her. We love that. All right, so we're just going to repair these toilets. They need to be cleaned. They need to be repaired. I'm just going to replace this one because it's ridiculous. But they do need to be cleaned. Like, this one definitely needs to be cleaned. All right, Siobhan, you need to get yourself to bed, sweetheart. But that being said, everyone is headed off to bed now, and it is The next day, we have officially made it to 2002, and I am going to go ahead and leave this episode here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you are notified when new episodes go live on the channel, and I will see you guys in our next episode of Decades Legacy Challenge, where we will see what our family is getting up to, and we'll see how Charles gets on with his new girlfriend. And until next time, I'm going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.